No. Okay. Okay, everybody.
Exactly.
Well, I'm excited about it. Okay, okay, let me break it. Are you right-handed? Left-handed. You're wrong-handed? Let me break your hands and then you can hang out in this.
Okay, cool. I got one.
Okay, everybody. Oh, that's cool.
Oh,
We'd like to get started. Watch this. I'm gonna pretend like this is my class.
okay.
I have a rule in my classroom that was really kind of fun. I would get up and say the first day, I have only one rule. If I'm talking, you're not. And when the students would start to have a private conversation, I would stop talking. And we'd sit in silence until somebody in the room hit one of them and told them to stop because that wasn't my job. Anyway, we have a few announcements and then we're going to have a really great demonstration today. He's helping. Yes. Okay.
Sleight of hand.
Okay, it is May. The merry month of May. Next month is June, half a year. If we don't have volunteers to come and help me on the board, when summer is over, wash me. I cannot do all the jobs, and the people who have been doing them after years of doing them are not going to be wanting to do them either, and it's just really not fair not to have the people volunteer. So you guys all know other members in the club that didn't show up today. Hook them a little for me, will you? Because we really need some help. Because I don't want this to go away. We're having way too much fun. I don't mind anyway. Announcements. Oh, we still need people on the board. Who wins? May 2nd is already gone, but we had a fabulous time here at SFAC. We had the paint-in on Saturday morning where we did flowers. There's the picture that won. It was great fun, and we've SFAC has decided they're going to do another one, so stay tuned. There'll be another one. Art trivia is June 5th at 7:30. We did it for the first time last year. It's fundraiser for SFAC. $25. We had a blast last year, and Bob Ross will be the answer to one of the questions. The next one we don't have is the biggest terror. He was the biggest. Somebody answered Bob Ross with every question last year. There's a workshop starting next week. I don't know who here is signed up for the workshop. Jeff Allen. It is next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. The last day for Go With The Flow is May 22nd. So if you don't have your paintings in for the open show, May 22nd is the last day. Keep an eye on the website. We're updating it. Figuring out how to do that. But we have some new exciting workshops that are going to be opening up for next year. So that's going to be fun. And on June 20th, it is the 40th anniversary for Savellano Fine Arts. There's going to be a gala here from 5 to 7. That's Saturday evening. We're going to have big shots from the government are coming to support us. So we need a good showing. And we're going to have contests from each club. We need somebody from our club, somebody who's very artistic. Couldn't be anybody here, right? Very artistic and creative to make a cake representing wash for the competition. So we can have more than one. It would be awesome if we have more than one. You need more information, you can get in touch with them. I'm going to bake a cake. I'll bake the cake if somebody will front.
Very good.
The frosting for me is like, in a can.
Yeah, really.
I'm gonna pass the sign machine around. And with that, where did you go? Oh, David, our, you disappeared. Our guest demonstrator today is David Savellano. And it's wonderful to have you here.
Thank you.
Yay.
Yay.
Opening joke. Thanks for inviting me. A few weeks ago, I was teaching a plein air painting workshop. And that was a lot of fun. And as a matter of fact, we had, those are the folks that are on that whiteboard over there, those are the folks who were in class. I usually ask in my workshop, I ask people like Karen, give me 2 reasons why you want to take the workshop, or what do you want to get out of the workshop? And you would say,
Techniques,
learning a new technique and
listening up.
loosening up. So those are the kind of things that we go through in the workshops stuff, so. You're welcome, I brought some travel sketching books over here. You're welcome to open the books and look through the pages, alright? Those are travel sketching, which is basically ink and watercolor. So you do ink drawings and splash some watercolor over it. But that is not what I'm gonna do today, even though I'm a plein air painter. I'm gonna go over the process I would do to go from a photo to in the finished painting. So, you're welcome to take photos with the cameras or whatever of the process that I'm gonna do today. So, starting from a photo, value study, a line drawing, I'm gonna paint on this. This is the first wash I would do, an underpainting. See that? That's the underpainting of the, from the photo, of the line, I'm doing a line drawing and I do an underpainting. Alright. Then I'm gonna go through, as I'm painting, I'll try to talk through it. Should I turn on my mic? Should I?
Oh, why not? Anybody here, but make it easier for some of us, or I can ease on your voice. Some of us are.
Oh, yeah, I have 2 other something, okay, real good.
I'm gonna try to come.
Now.
David, could you show this camera the underpainting?
Show this camera?
Show the camera the underpainting, so that people at home. Our many people online get a chance to see this.
Alright.
Well, nobody.
How's that? This is the reference photo that I'm gonna take from, and it's, guess what this is?
Yeah.
Yes.
Venice, it's not Venice, California, it is. So we have a reference photo. A value setting, and you're welcome to take photos of this while I'm setting up. Okay, so you can take your phones out and then just take a series of photos here. And this is the size for the video vertical painting. So I do a line drawing. Subject with. Oftentimes, this is just how much line drawing I do before I do a painting.
You do the line drawing right on the top of, like, trace it from the original, or do you draw it just looking at it?
I draw it from looking at, usually I'm from, it depends. How accurate I want it.
Right. yeah.
Sometimes I'm only worried about, you know,
Mhm.
the 2 big shapes. What are the 2 big shapes? The sky and the earth.
Okay.
You can't get any more basic than sky and earth, right? Sky, earth. everything below the sky is the earth. So it became simple.
That was built up here.
Whatever.
If you're playing air painting, which of these steps do you skip?
The photograph.
I like that answer. Here's the thing about doing plain air painting. You see it out there. And you try to narrow something down. You're trying to narrow it down. Alright, I want to zoom in here. Alright, I just want to zoom in and there's my composition. I don't need the whole thing here. Right? And it's usually one idea at a time. So the things that I would skip, it would be, I still have to figure out what's in the composition. So from a photo, I had a zillion travel photos. And just to get one that I could do in an hour and a half, you know, I would, you have to sort of narrow things down. So something simple in shape, so.
You do the value study when you're out doing plein air painting?
Oh, yes, yeah,
How long does that take you typically when you're out painting?
2 minutes.
Okay. Okay.
2 minutes. If you're sitting there trying to draw every little stinking value, it's either light or it's dark.
I like him.
How, yeah, that's it. You know, maybe 5 minutes, 2 to draw, you know, what's the shape? And then I use a big marker, you know, marker pens, those combo markers. Boom, 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 done.
You use one marker or four?
I use 2 markers, a medium value and a dark. That's it.
Cause the white stuff is white.
Right. And when you're doing this line drawing here for a plein air painting is way too much. Yeah, it's got windows and doors, it's gondolier, a striped shirt, you know, the whole thing. Now, you don't need that when you're plein air painting. But, this. So once you have the drawing done, it's another 3 minutes to put another wash on. So this is like,
And then
but you know what takes the longest? The
dry.
drying time. You don't have a hair dryer. So I got a head start. Right?
Just put it out in the sun for like 30 seconds.
And if you switch it out here,
That's a lot. That's it.
you got ovens outside.
Right.
Do you need a hair dryer while you're here?
I brought a hair dryer.
Okay,
But I don't think I can need it, so I did the underpainting and the line drawing. So now it's about taking my time and actually painting. So I'm gonna talk about 2 things that I'm gonna paint. I'm gonna take everything except the water. It's 2 parts of this painting, the upper part and the lower part. So I'm gonna do the upper part, then we'll take a break. And then we can have some cookies and cherries. Who brought the cherries? She, okay, Karen brought the cherries. I'll have Karen's cherries and then I'll finish the bottom. Okay, deal?
deal.
Okay. So while I'm setting up, you can take photos now.
Okay, now you have to move the camera.
Okay.
Oh no, I turned it off completely.
Just installations.
There you are.
All your kids.
Oh,
It's like magic.
start with the reference photo and go across. Start with the reference photo and go across.
And wait. Share. Pictures pretty.
So, yeah.
So what I'm trying to do is try to demystify the process of how I paint. Now, there's lots of ways to paint. People do it in layers. You can have 5, 6 layers. What I want to do here and what I do outside is try to get the right color and the right value the first time without pouring washes over the top of it, trying to darken it. Once the paint on the paper dries, that's it. It's dead. It's, you know, the paint is dead after that, right? You try to revive it and it'll mess it up. It won't. It'll be a watercolor, but it won't look nice. Now, I have to tell you that trying to get the right value and the right color the first time is really hard. It's not an easy thing. And you folks have chosen a medium that, you know, is extremely difficult. Because you have to pay attention to what's going on the paper. Especially if you paint outdoors, it's even more critical that you keep an eye on what's going on the paper. It's drying really fast out here. In the studio, we have a little more time and I have a little spray bottle here. All right, I can spritz the paint and I can spritz my paints and try to keep them alive. You notice how clean my palette is? I'm not kidding you. You have colors in here. Why pay for a gray when you have it already? You pay for this paint, you gotta use it. All right? I don't care about the clear color and all that. Don't worry about that. You can get it out of the palette when you need it. So my palette's pretty simple. So mostly Gamma Smith watercolors. I have reds, yellows, greens, blues, and some earth colors, burnt sienna, and Van Dyke brown, and Payne's gray. Those are the basic colors that I use.
Mine too.
These are my main. Now, in terms of my brushes, a lot of them are painted, and they're mops, basically. I have 2 mops. 2 pointed round brushes, a couple of riggers, and then a flat. And those are the brushes.
This is the one I use all the time.
Okay, is it Victoria?
Yeah.
Can you hand me that painting there? Great, thank you. That lined up, everybody can see that?
Yeah.
Okay. Hand me that reference photo there, please. Thank you, Karen. I need some cheat sheets. Hold on. Oh. Here's some more reference photos I got off the internet of events. So if I need some detail about, you know, gondolas or what happens on the rooftops, or the windows, you know, I could look at this, because sometimes my reference photo here doesn't have the detail, but maybe during the painting, I would want to reference something else to add to my painting.
What a good idea.
All right. So those are there, and then there's my reference. Big brush. I got the sky done already. My next thing to do is I usually start up at the top here. This side of the painting here is going to be pretty dark. So I could do that later. I want to get the things that are middle values that have some detail in here that I need to pay attention to while I'm painting. So I will use, I've got a brand new brush. Nice pointed Escoda brush. And this is this is the number 16 and a 12. Yeah, those are pretty big brushes, but they cover a lot, so. I'm gonna start up at the top. I have the board tilted. Make sure I have, gravity here coming.
Was there a time when you painted flat?
Uh. No. No, I try to. There was a time that I did,
That's what,
yeah,
why did you change it?
so I want, the reason I accept it, because I want to paint the blend. And I want the paint to do the work. So this is still wet in here, you see that, there's a nice bead there. Oh, I'm in there. Sorry.
You've been trying to work on a wet edge all the way down.
All the way down, let's say.
Just fix it.
I need to do a big swash here. What's critical about this is figuring out if I have time to drop colors in. Or add. Suggest something. So if it's too wet or I have. I'm trying to do a window and it's starting to bleed, I'm saying, okay, that's not ready yet, it's too wet. Because now I'm trying to drop something and it starts disperse. And I don't want that right now at this point. So I'm gonna move on to something, another area of the painting. I like the questions, as I'm painting, I'm okay to answer as I go along.
What colors are you using?
Right now I'm using burnt sienna. And I just mixed up a violet with ultramarine and alizarin.
Oh.
So that part there. Okay.
You in Venice?
Again.
When were you in Venice?
Oh. When was it was 24, every 2 years they have a biennial. Yeah, Biennale, Venezia. Right, and so that's an international festival, that's the last time we were there. And that was the first time I was on the gondola ride, those things. I was lucky. How's this one here? You ready? Maybe. Oh, yes.
Where do you find the value in your value study? How does it help you with your thinking?
It's gonna help me just know is my roadmap for where my darks are gonna go. My darks and my lights. And when you're doing this one, it's like, what are you trying to preserve? Especially in this one, it's all gonna get very dark. I'm gonna keep adding layers on here to feel texture. It's starting to go dry, I'm gonna revive it a little bit.
You try to keep your head out of the hey, of the camera.
Oh. Okay, like that here?
Yeah.
Okay,
That's good.
okay,
Thank you.
I can't be low right, is that right?
No.
Oh. Low right.
He's right.
Hey, it's.
Is that the size that you would use if you were out of plein air painting?
This is probably, yes. This is the size I would probably. I used a little bigger, maybe half sheet,
Yeah.
yeah. It depends, like. Tomorrow. We're driving to Carmel for the Carmel Art Festival, so I'll be painting that for another few days. And the biggest one I'm gonna do is probably a half sheet. And then 10 by 20 and then 12 by 18. 12 by 18.
So with the half sheet, are you gonna finish that in the studio or are you gonna finish that in session
I
outside?
can do it on the side,
2 hours or something?
2 to 3.
Okay.
Depending on the detail. Yeah, I usually. The other question is, do you bring it back in the studio to finish them? Sometimes, most of the time, I finish them on site.
Have you found a good place to sell your paintings?
Sell,
Sells.
that's weird because I just got this email, it's a scam email. You get
Yes.
on your site. And I've sold a few online. A lot of mine are through. I don't have gallery representation at this time. The one that I did have was in Maui and the gallery burnt down. So it's doing this stuff. Yeah.
With your paintings?
Yes, well, there's 15 of us, so all are paintings.
Oh, no.
Well, that happened, that happened. Have to move on. Big brush.
Oh, that was community fire, huh?
I think the plein air, the reason I enter some of these competitions, it actually forces me to finish a painting,
Yes.
you know. And you may not think it's a good painting, but sometimes, you know. You can think, doesn't meet my standards, so what the hell are your standards? You know, if you get selected to do one of these things. It's like, you need to perform.
Yeah.
Really good, but it does. It does tell me to, finish it. And, it takes a while to figure out what people are buying. You know, oftentimes a thing like Carnell, there's a lot of tourists who are coming in there for that event or something, and they happen to be in town at that time. And some of them, I call them compulsive buying. You know, they see it, oh man, it reminds me of, we just ate dinner there, at that restaurant. And here's a cool painting of it, oh, we walked on the beach, that's the beach. Yeah, that's. Maybe something to remember, to do.
That's funny you say that. I had one painting ever purchased here. And it was the very first one I did. And it was this bridge at Pudding Creek up at Fort Bragg. It was always $75, right?
Yeah.
But, I'm like, oh my God, I got a little red dot on my painting, something bought it. And I kept thinking, I would buy that. I said, somebody that probably was at Fort Bragg and saw the bridge, and I mean, it was like really, when I first started.
They got their first kiss.
Yeah, something, yeah, that was it, that's the last going one.
Actually.
But, I was surprised.
That's the reason I paint in these events. It actually makes me a better painter to paint outside and make decisions. And, try to get it to the size you can complete. In that one setting, that one alley.
How did you get started painting?
How did I get started? So the drawing part. I'm a licensed architect. So, the drawing part, I learned the drawing part. And so that's easy to transfer the drawing skills into painting. So if you look like how many architects are actually doing fine art, because now they're not doing their illustration anymore because of the
Yeah.
right, yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
right.
Technology's taken over that hand drawn, but when I went to school,
So what do you like more about painting than you do architecture, or are you doing both right now?
what did I say? What's the question again?
Why aren't you doing both right now, architecture and painting?
Oh, I was into project management. and I was handling contracts and money. And $200 million projects,
Oh,
6.5 years. After that, I says, okay, that's it,
yeah.
you know, and you build, being on a project, so. And I've set myself up to. To enjoy playing their painting. Yeah. So, during my vacations from work, I would take workshops, like you folks do, right?
Yeah.
And, I wanted to get better at it, and then someone said, David, you should teach. So I said, oh, teach. So I tested out teaching. And, how many teachers are in the room? Okay, so you have to have your act together, right, in order to teach. You have to know what you're doing, you have to be able to see mistakes and how to help people correct, especially when you're painting. So, and you have to have a lesson plan. So, my, my cousin, she's a teacher, says, oh, David, if you're gonna teach, you should have a lesson plan. And by the way, you're not teaching high school students, you're teaching adults who are paying you money. Alright, and they have expectations. So I'm like, oh, yeah, that's a big difference. You're not giving them a grade, but you are, they want to get better. Okay, let me help with all that about. Okay, so that is a good process to try there for this area here. Red lights green. This one got a little green. Well, muddy green. This is all gonna get mushed out anyhow. I paint around my gondolier here.
Is that a technical term, mushed?
Say again?
So with a technical term, mushed out?
Oh. Oh, it'll get mushed out.
Mushed out.
Oh, yeah. Mushing is good, okay. See, that's alive there. That's alive there. What is he doing?
Yeah, it's mushing out.
He's actually mushing out and connecting the darts. Oh.
Okay.
And he's using gravity. Oh my goodness, okay. Anything near the water in Venice gets dark and murky looking, and you can't tell what the heck that is. And it probably at one time was a brick or something, but it is no longer a brick based on all the algae and stuff that's been on there. So it's okay that this is the time when you could float a lot of colors in here and let them bleed.
So if you're an architect, you're gonna be precise.
No,
So how to loosen up from being an architect illustration.
no, the builder has to be precise.
Oh, right. Specification.
You know, there are so many. And I've learned this, my last project. There's so much software out there that detects, it's called clash detection. Because if you have different systems that are being installed in the building. Like all the piping and mechanical ductwork and electrical stuff. That is all in 3 dimension, it's running through the building and all the systems are, you overlay all those and you see where the clashes are. And all the engineers know, oh, I gotta reroute this before they start building it. It's amazing. I learned so much. I had a really good team too. I had 275 people on the team.
You do mostly buildings,
Or the courthouse.
oh,
The
court.
building, yeah, that's 200,000 square feet. Yeah, that was no joke, 6 years.
I was.
So after that, I told my boss, I want to go to Kate.
Under a tree with a lemonade.
And it's like, oh, we need you. Yeah, well, I need myself, okay? So. And everything that we had was, it was all electronic, right? So you could always pull files and stuff, and get information. You didn't have to know very much, but you did have to know where to look for stuff.
And what you're.
Yeah, right, yeah. This is still wet here. Let's go bowl.
In Venice, you have much mist. You've got atmospheric perspective here. You really have much mist because of all the water or not.
Oh, yeah. Here we go. All right, so if you're gonna do this whole side over here, you need a lot of paint. So it's usually, 3 times as much as we think you need. So I'm mixing a Payne's gray, a brown, and then a burnt sienna. And you just have to go for it, right?
Be brave.
The thing does just go right down there. Here's the shape of it, right? Get the shape in first. Now, this is all still very alive here. So it's you can start to pull out little details and, cornices and whatnot.
Gargoyle.
It's a clothesline. It's a balcony, just make it a balcony. Okay, that's fine.
When you started, did you have to free yourself from exactitude? I mean, you're making this a balcony, which is a sign of someone that has let loose of reality. In a sense, you're not,
Well, you're not gonna go over there and check to see if it was a balcony, are you?
It took me the longest time to get out of my head that I had to make it like it really was. And it just took me a while.
It does, I think
I didn't trust
you do
myself.
have to. free yourself of all those, okay. I'm gonna connect this dark in there with this dark in here. All scale with the line. Add the dark. The border here, but I think it's along the edge here. I think with painting, we get to reinvent ourselves when you're changing careers or something, right? It's a way to. You know, just do now that things that you now have time to do. That you didn't necessarily have before. And connect to dark, I'm actually gonna put a. Kind of awning here.
Now, you don't really have much, many greens out. You don't have greens
Yes, I do.
out, do you?
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
I got an olive green,
oh,
yeah, I don't know, no, I got green.
okay. Sorry, I didn't want to get you right there.
He's so amazing, it's not even green. I have. That's great. I don't know what the camera's doing, but. That's a great.
All right. You say it's great?
Yeah.
We believe you.
Okay, so all of this sort of melted way that. Drive it.
The reason I ask is some people just mix all their greens and apparently you're not one of those.
I can, I know how.
Yeah, right, but
If I'm doing trees, I will mix green. Yeah, I will, it won't come out of the two, definitely doesn't come out of the two. You know, I think with the plein air painting, you're reacting to what you're seeing outdoors. And so it is, it's making you, you know, notice things and. They come alive.
so you have olive green on your palette. What other greens do you have?
Pearly green. I have turquoise. Sort of a blue green,
Okay.
and then I have a chromium oxide green. I don't necessarily use all of those at the same, you know. It just depends. There are some people walking down some stairs and stairs, right? There. I'll have to revive that. I'm gonna throw a little wash here.
it actually wash? Or is it,
It's just bleeding, the gouache,
right, what is the paint you use exactly?
the wash,
The paint,
It's what?
wash, like permanent white,
but permanent white.
yeah.
What,
Rather than using Chinese white.
yeah, that's,
And I'm picking up some of this gray over here. Gray green, things that have been on my palette. And I'm adding it to painting. I'm trying to get some unity in the color, and this is a good way to do it.
so who makes the permanent white you're using?
Wizard,
Is it in their wash series or their watercolor series?
Yeah.
Okay. And why did you choose that of all the whites you could have chosen?
one's available. Lady at art school told me that.
White stuff.
Yeah.
It looks like it's.
She said, this'll do.
Yeah, what is she?
What do I know? Hey,
So why did you add the white in there?
I want to make it fuzzy.
Okay.
That's my.
Sticking to it.
Final answer.
Final answer.
I learned watercolor from a purist. Would have had a heart attack.
Oh my God, are you a purist? Ralph, you're a purist?
No, I learned watercolor from a purist. And she would have had a heart attack if I had used any wash. I mean, that's the sin.
It's a water. Yeah, some people use Chinese white.
You know, the thing is, there's zinc white,
Yeah,
and that's a good one to mix with gouache, zinc white. That's, if you're painting in gouache, that's the, I know they tell you permanent white, but, one of the teachers I saw online, she uses, as zinc white.
I use the Doc Martens.
Oh, okay. I think I'm gonna have to tack this other side over here. There's a mess over there. That's what it was. Okay, we get the bag and on the layer. So this is sort of the top half of the game, it's still wet, it's still in progress. But for now. It's some of these other things. I like your question, you guys, and you know, I'm really talking on painting. Some people can't do that, but while they're painting, having a discussion. It's hard. Before I put down. When I'm gonna paint, I usually want to paint, so I can talk now, but as soon as I start to do this. I shut up.
probably practice a lot by walking and chewing gum.
Yeah. So funny what you said, Ralph. Oh, and he has a sense of humor. Well. You know. We're artists, right? So we do have to have a sense of humor when it comes to our art, you know. Here's the thing though. I'm doing these travel sketching. Things that I'm painting outdoors, and oftentimes I have people come up to me and ask, oh, you know, probably your friends, but, oh God, Karen, you're so talented. And I wish I wish I had just a little bit of your talent. And here you're thinking, this is sucks, all right? This one's not getting it, but you're getting a compliment anyhow. So you start as an ambassador of art. You have to sort of take that in and be very gracious That's just. I'm trying to do my best, so
We're our worst critics.
I'm telling you, don't get all crazy over this, it's just only, this is just paint and water and paper, come on. It's actually an illusion. Okay, we're illusions, it's basically what we're doing. Okay, I lost his shoulder, I'm gonna recover that with the wash. Oh. I had another guy way over here. He said he's ahead of me. Alright.
So what papers do you like, or work best, your style?
There's paper.
No, I'm asking, full press, hot press, and rough.
Oh, rough. Primarily rough, but I sometimes on some of these sheets, I have a Chinese brand that I'm using, it's called Ball Home.
Oh, yeah.
And it has this sort of rough on one side and sort of cold press on the other. And it sort of depends on what I'm painting and if I want to get texture. I'll go with the rough. If I just sort of wanna, blend things and stuff and not do that, I will go with a cold press. So most of my stuff is rough.
And when do you choose the Valhalla?
What made me choose?
Yeah, like, what do you paint that's the paper you wanna use?
So anything that has to do with water, I want rough.
Okay.
Anything that has to do with trees, I want rough. Okay. And if it's a road of some sort that has texture on it, I want rough.
Now, it's a Chinese paper you're using. I've been using Arch's cold press and found it very sturdy when I need to scrub out something. How is this paper for scrubbing out if you have to?
Oh, if you have to scrub out.
I mean, some of it will just kind of disintegrate.
No, this stuff, I haven't had to really scrub hard. I'm just maybe lifting a few little things and.
He doesn't make mistakes.
I wasn't very aggressive with it, so.
It's pretty good paper and it's cheaper than,
Yeah, a little less expensive.
yeah. I mean, I've been using it. What was the name of that paper? Valhalla?
Oh, okay.
And these are all that. What? You know. I think so. Wow.
By the way, the one person my wife Karen back there, she's the one going out there doing play there. Stand up, Karen. Yes, she does. Right. All right. Karen helps me frame when we're not doing clean air events, so she knows her way around matting and all that stuff, so it's really good to have. And very forgiving when it comes to traveling, like. Pick me up in a couple hours, I'm gonna do this painting. And she'd go off and take care of herself or meet some whatever, and so really good at that. I'm very fortunate to have Karen as a travel buddy, and that helps me do framing and stuff like that, so. I know all of us don't have that, sometimes our spouses are not into that, right? So, but it's very helpful. Thank you, Karen. The light pass,
It's in the fancy.
So that is, well, some of this is still. Like,
Five, just.
and then if it's somebody is something there,
doing this and you do that.
I'll come back to there and put finishing touches on it, but you're welcome to take a photo of this while we take a break and have some refreshments.
Yay,
So this is the bottom half.
Yes. yes, we've got painting of the month in the other room, so if you please go vote. There are a couple that are not eligible, and it says they're not, so. One of them is from Teresa, who was at the paint-in last weekend, and she brought her painting in so you can see the flowers.
Done yet. How is it?
Oh,
You start, you sit down on Gilbert, on butterfly.
Pause. Oh, no, 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 no.
I know the process.
Yeah.
There's a process. You look at this, you want some path of lights to come down through here in the middle, you see that shape, squint your eyes, see that shape coming through here and that's coming through here. The little bit of a pathway in here, but obliterated, but that's okay. One of them come down through here. I'll add the detail onto this after I do this part. Okay. So a lot of the colors that you see here, I already have on my palette. I want to take some of those and. Looks like it needs to be, a little olive and a dark green. And then, I'll take, burnt sienna. Muddy it up. What's more important, not so much the color as it is the value, right? That's all the work.
Well, you wouldn't want to make it bright pink.
No. I want to make this, I want to make it, I want to make it nice. A little. There it goes, okay, let's just see. Yeah, okay. So I start from underneath the boat, so we get that. I usually like to have the underside of the boats. Or it could be carved or something, I want those that blend in with the. I don't do those little squiggly things that, do that. Alright, that's sort of lame, I don't do those things. Just make it horizontal. Just make it horizontal. Connect it. On this side over here, that gets a lot. Nice dark shadow through here.
You ever let people buy you things off you on the spot when you're out with your.
Sometimes they do, and I just connect them into Venmo.
Oh.
Yeah, Yeah, discount because they don't have a frame on, right?
Right, yeah.
I'm painting in San Francisco, this guy who lives in Maine, he's moving to Florida. And, well, the ATM machine's right over there, and you get some. Evidently, he didn't have enough cash in his account. I went, well,
Oh my goodness,
he says,
is that
he
convenient?
says, I'm an attorney. And I says, am I to trust you then? What do I do? I use this. He did pay me the balance, but.
Oh.
Yeah. There's no way I'm gonna track you down, you know. Doesn't that dark sort of pull it all together down here?
Yeah.
Oh. So now. Need to pull some of these up into here.
Have a center of interest is on a move those I-boards.
Well, the boss was saying, you know, I get, you know, you start with this off and just let this part of the paper get dark. We'll start to pull all your eye down that way. Who says the vote? The plan is to pull your eye down. Sometimes it's still wet in here, I can strengthen it. Yeah, it's still wet, that's good. There. Little voice inside me saying, you're noodling now.
Stop noodling.
Stop noodling and noodling. Yeah, we always, you know, you gotta listen to that voice every now and then, right? Okay, what else can I do to mess this up? What else can I do, to mess this up?
Except you said fix it. And then you have to. So you're emailing in details and stuff.
Mhm.
Here's the ultimate noodling now, I mean, the put is,
Smoke.
not smoke it. TV antennas. They have these things going all over the place, it's amazing. In the canals there, how much wiring is getting strewn across everything. It's so goes up down. One of those cheap Joes. You know, like a. It holds a lot of water, but it comes with this really. I think it's called a loose goose. It's a very good name for this, because it really does not. Talk about losing control, you know.
That's what you need, a loose goose. That'll help you lose control. We read that out of it.
I'm doodling now, sorry. So there is a rhythm back up and through here that you have to pay attention to, but. Of course, they have pigeons all over the darn place.
So he had put it.
This is also an area there that has the sky has a purpose. You know, as far as your painting is concerned, so. And little life up into the.
On the wire.
You folks have been very patient, you know, with it, so. And I enjoyed the conversation amongst us artists, you know. We have to encourage each other. Go for this. Sometimes, you know, you're painting alone. It's sort of a very lonely kind of
Mhm.
feeling, and it helps to have an organization like this, right? So. Come to share your ideas with, show you the work and stuff, and gets to keep that, so. I've always appreciated, I belong to the California Watercolor Association. Okay, nice. And when did we join that? 1999, something like that?
Yeah.
At least, yeah, and you know, I've taken workshops for. Many workshops. And that's how I pretty much learned my painting skills and learned from pretty good teachers, so.
Where do you live?
Where do I live now? I live in Alameda.
Oh, wow, okay.
I get to paint in San Francisco, I have a bike, you know, cargo bike. I put all my art supplies on it, get on a ferry boat, and in 20 minutes I'm in downtown San Francisco. I usually go around there and paint, so. Any other questions?
Do you do the Alameda Plein Air Festival in the summer?
Playing arrows?
Yeah, in Alameda.
I've done the Frank Bet
Yes, yes.
play there, right? I've done that for many years, and now Karen and I, we volunteer. So we help set the thing up and stuff, we're one of the coordinators there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
they just give us a job to do, that's our job. But I always encourage folks to, you have an organization, the way it keeps it alive, this you're talking about is through the membership, and so our way of helping our community is to volunteer.
Mhm.
Yeah, there's always the, you know.
That's how we got this job.
Setting up the AV equipment, you give the AV guy a hand. There's all those kind of things that keep us alive and keep us engaged in our community, so I thank you for all coming here and supporting the arts.
Okay, before we go, will you have a winner?
Oh, right.
A winner of our King of the Month book? We would please go get your payment so you can announce it. Oh, I have to take mine too.
I don't usually bring a painting. You always forget.
Yeah.
So, how about, do you want to hold my painting for me?
I'll go get Dave.
Who's the winner? I'll announce the winner. That way you can stand in line.
Kristen.
She was tall, okay.
Here we are. I took my number off. It just shows up there.
This is Dave's.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like you're not there.
Here, hold my.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, there's not yet.
Chris?
Hang on a second. Hang on a second, we gotta get the video to capture this, although I can't find the yeah.
Oh, change it.
I am, but it's not showing up. Okay, we do have a winner. Who was number 2?
For my bananas. Woman, a friend of mine who lives in Florida always sends me these pictures of the bananas.
Yeah.
I wanted to get that on for the video, but I can't find the other. Anyway, we're done.
Stop.